Okay, this is the makings of gin. Okay, um, this is the stuff that I pulled out before. This was made basically by using a gin basket suspended over a full reflux column. All right, um, geez, it was only about this big. All right, you remember that, and that put out some interesting flavor. Very mild, very nice. Okay, but there's two other ways of doing this. Another one is making an extract uh, that you add to the alcohol later on. All right, as much as you seem fit to put in there, as far as the flavor goes. I consider that cheating. Um, it's like adding molasses to vodka to come up with rum. I mean, but people do it, distilleries do it, all right. But there's another way of doing it, and that's taking alcohol and soaking it. Creating another sachet with all the herbs and spices and things, and letting it soak in here for 24 to 48 hours. In this case, it's been in here for about 21 hours, and it has an interesting aroma. Let me see. Um, has a sweet flavor. Those herbs are definitely coming through. Okay, what are the herbs that I put in there? Okay, can you see that? Yeah, we got juniper, uh, coriander, angelica root, calamus root. No bitter almonds, no cardamom, no grains of paradise. So we could just kind of, nix that, just like that. But I did add 2 grams of nutmeg and some lemon zest. None of the white stuff, just that stuff on the outside, okay? And that's basically the mixture that's in here, okay? The citrus notes are certainly coming out. That coloration, that's part of the process too. And from here, it looks like a bucket of piss. I know it's not, all right? Well, aside from the fact that, I just tasted some of it, unless it, came from, somebody with, a problem, health-wise, okay? No, but this is a part of the process. Also, there was a small bottle of rum that I put in there. This is a collection of a whole bunch of alcohols that I had laying around, all right, that was neither here nor there. Usually, the first jar that came out after the 4 shots that had a lot of alcohol, no flavor, I was saving it for one reason or another. It looks like this is going to be the project for that. Um, some other things, semi-failed projects, things that just didn't fly right, and I needed to clear off the shelf. It was taking up a lot of jars, and what better way of doing it than this? So I haven't decided on the still thing, but this is what I'm going to start with. Okay, so what we're going to do before we start is we're going to dump in a little salt. Okay, and there we go. Use the salt because for the same reason that you put salt in the water when you're making spaghetti. It brings up the boil a nice even, okay, and that's what we're looking for. And I also have some marbles. The reason I use marbles is basically when the thing starts to bubble, the bubbles form around the marbles themselves, and they'll make a noise, a gravelly sort of a sound inside there. That gives me an indication as to what's going on. And even though we're using this head here with the thermometer on the top, okay, which reminds me, I'm going to have to get a battery for that thing. We're just going to see exactly what temperature the marbles in here start making noise. So, we're just going to take advantage of the situation. But we're going to be using a simple head on here, simple column. All right, the condenser is going to attach to that naturally. This thing is going to attach to that. So we're getting set up here. Once we get the thing up and running, we'll come back to that and see how it's going then. Okay, we got 83 Celsius. I decided I'd switch to that format instead of Fahrenheit, because the Fahrenheit was just confusing the hell out of me. We're not going to go any higher than 85. Right now it's 83. That's good. Nice running. Hold out 100 milliliters. That's waste. This stuff is flowing nice. It's warm and cool. That's what this stuff feels like. It's warm. Okay. A little bit more water. Okay. Not that much. Okay. We don't want it too warm, but we don't want it too cold either. That's it. Body temperature. Look at how that stuff is just kind of disappearing. It smells like gin. Okay. Once this thing fills up, see what's going on in there? This is going to fill up with alcohol. We're going to put our hydrometer in there so we get a constant reading as to how much proofage we got. Still at 83C. We're going to let this run and see what happens. So far, this is easy. It's calmed down quite a bit. I had to trim it down a little just to maintain that, and we're doing excellent so far. How are we doing temperature-wise? That's warm. Right here at the cap, that's kind of warm. Right here, it radically starts to cool down. All right, what we're trying to do is get it just so it could coalesce into a liquid from a vapor. And the way that's going, looks like it's doing pretty good. My guess is it's going to be, oh, look at that, okay. It's going in faster than I thought. It's like about 175 proof to me. Doing good. Doing good. Nice work. Nice work. Okay, she's off and running. Off to the races. And we still have 83 degrees. It's hot, hot, hot. Yeah. Let's see what's going on here. That's starting to cool off a little bit. We're starting to maintain. And I have a feeling this is going to turn out pretty nice. All right, well, let it run for a little while. We'll see what happens. Just an observation. We're at 84C. This is the second jar. I'm starting with quarts now instead of, the pints. I did taste the pint when it came out. Boy, was it tough. All right, not much different as far as the proofage goes. All right, but this one right over here is starting to develop the flavors from the botanicals. There's definitely a lemon zest taste in there that's starting to come through. As far as some of the other botanicals that was in there, so this is going to be interesting. This is going to be the beginning stuff, really. That one right over there, that is the stuff that came out that's a little too high proof to do anything with. I'll save that for something else. But from here on, until we start, getting, the nasty flavors, this is going to be the run. This is the first of that. And judging by the smell of it, oh man, it smells great. Citrusy. Then there's a pine in there. Not too much from the juniper berries. We'll let this thing go. See what happens. We're riding even on 84. It doesn't seem to vary much from that. This is expected. We're running mostly alcohol and some water, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, jar number 4. It's just about finished. It's just a smidgen under 170 proof. Looks like around 165 proof. Let's see if we get that. Yeah, it's closer to it. Still have nice flow. And it's pretty consistent. I didn't touch it. I didn't touch it for quite some time. But I have been watching the temperature go up to 86. It just hit 86 now. Okay. 85, 86. We started out at, what was it, 83? And it's fairly consistent. The higher the temperature, the less alcohol, the more flavor. So I'm just gonna let the fates run this one, because well, you know, you can't drink this stuff at 170 proof. That's insane. You're gonna have to proof it down to something like about 80, but I still want that flavor. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let it go. I don't think I'm going to get it past 86 much more than that. Maybe 87. And if that's the case, I might have to trim it back a little bit, but so far we're running pretty smooth. Looks like we're probably going to pull a gallon out of this, easy, of the heavy stuff, and then eventually once it proofs down, there we go, we got 86. Once we proof it down, we're going to have a lot more than that. The flame is barely on, and once in a while you could hear the marbles in there do their thing. And but so far this is just like most of the jobs lately, boring as hell, standing around, you know, waiting for jars to fill up and just replace them dutifully. But I'm pretty pleased with the way this thing is functioning. That stream. Really nice. Okay, we'll let that go for a while, see what happens. Okay, this is gin. See, and this is the stuff that came from here. Okay, this is basically the second batch. The stuff that had the sachet sitting in it for a couple of days. Okay, one thing I like to say about gin, unlike scotch, bourbon, whiskeys, and to a degree rum, gin's the sort of thing that, as soon as it comes out of the pipe, you could drink it, all right? No aging required. You know, it's always clear, all right? You don't have to do anything to it. I guess, which is why it was so popular back in the 20s. You made it, you drank it, okay? But this stuff, I'm gonna give this a little taste right now. Oh geez. All right, that's right out of the pipe. It's rather strong. What's the potency on that? Geez, oh Mickey, I think it's somewhere around maybe 150. All right, but it's pretty hot in that respect. But as far as the beverage goes, it's pretty damn tasty. I don't care for gin. I never really did. It tastes like I'm sucking on the bottom of a Christmas tree. Not crazy at all about this stuff, all right? But I just wanted to make gin because I wanted to make gin, all right? And I'm kind of impressed because this is basically what gin is all about. It has that look, that smell, that, the taste. There's no question about it. The stuff with the sachet that sat in the gin basket, all right, at the top of the column, it was much milder, all right. But it's surprising how much flavor you could get out of such a small amount of botanicals. I mean, I'm completely blown away by that. I have no idea why that is, but clearly the flavor profile that came out of here is terrific. All right, not so much on the juniper, so it doesn't taste that much like a pine tree. Okay, but you got all those other flavors going. And for a first run, I mean, you know, considering all you have to do is just run it through, the sugar water, the sugar water alcohol, basically, you're just running that through after it's been fermented, all right, and that's what you get, all right. It's the easiest alcohol in the world to make outside of regular alcohol. The process is exactly the same. The only difference is you're just adding a flavor in there. But I just wanted to, do the tail end of this, let you know that, well, yeah, there is a happy ending to things.